Right. Hello, hello. Looks like, okay, are we ready? Are we going now? I can't tell if it's going. Okay, looks like we're live. We've probably been live for a few seconds already. Sorry about that. It's taking a second to get ready. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to start off by saying the same thing I always start off saying, which is if you're watching this late, which obviously none of you that are here right now are watching this late, you're here. Thank you for being here. But if you happen to be watching this video after it's already over, go ahead and check the description because there will be timestamps of everything that we talked about. And actually, YouTube has this cool new update where now the timestamps automatically get translated into chapters of the video. And when you just scroll through the little timeline thingy at the bottom of the video, it shows all the stuff, like all the timestamps that I put there. So that's super convenient, super cool. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. How are you guys doing? Say something in the chat if you're here. I'd love to talk to you guys because that's literally the whole point of these live streams. It's one of my favorite things to do, and it's been a while since I've done one. Other than California, I mean, it's been forever. So, yeah, let's see. Let me look at what else I was going to talk about because, like I said, I have a lot to talk about. So, that's the thing. I wrote down a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about, but I don't have a plan of like what order I want to talk about it in. So I want to save the best stuff, the stuff that I really want to talk about for like 5 minutes from now, you know, like when there's more people here. So let's see. I'll start with something pretty interesting. Okay, let's see. Okay, somebody say something in the chat, please, by the way. I'm not sure if it's like not working. It might not be working. It says unable to connect to chat. I don't know. I sure hope it's working. If it is, please let me know. So, anyway, yeah. So, a lot of you guys may know that in the house we have something that we like to call the party room. And it's just a room with the DJ table, the lights everywhere, disco balls, even a fog machine, all that good stuff. And so we like to throw down in there. And something I was thinking of getting for it, I saw on an Instagram ad, it was a nice neon sign, a pink sign that says create your own reality. And I think, first of all, it would just fit perfectly in there. And also the message of it, awesome. Create your own reality. Like that's pretty much what we've done by having like a club in our house, essentially. Like who does that? We do because we like to party. So there you go. And the only problem was it's 360 British pounds, which is probably like $400 or something. I have no idea what the exchange rate is right now, but bottom line is it's way too expensive. And so I thought, okay, maybe that would be pretty cool if I could create my own reality by somehow figuring out a way to make $400, especially doing what I love. Like, let's say I've been making more videos and stuff lately. Let's say maybe making videos for a company, like an advertisement or something like that. Make a few of those, make $400, and I've created my own reality, and then I buy the sign. But then I started to think, because I've been taking this filmmaking course online, and they were just talking about all the gear and stuff, and so I just started thinking, but I kind of want that $400 to go towards something that'll actually benefit me, like new gear, you know, like towards a new camera or new lenses or even a new computer for editing and all that stuff. Like there's a ton of stuff that I need to buy within the next couple years if I want to start stepping up my filmmaking game. And so it kind of got me thinking about like the investment mindset, you know. It's really important to like think about where you're spending money. Like if you make $400 just because you wanted to buy like a pair of shoes or whatever it is, for me, in my case, a sign for the party room, it's like, okay, like that's cool, you know, but that $400 would be way better spent on something that's actually going to help you out in your career, you know. $400 towards a new camera or towards a new lens or whatever, that is super, super helpful. Like that will eventually allow me to make way more money, and then I can keep creating my own reality with all that money. So it kind of got me thinking like, interesting. So, okay, that was a totally random story just to start off. the day. But according to YouTube, we have 9 people here, I think, and no one's said anything yet. So it says unable to connect to chat. So like, I'm really hoping the chat actually is working, because if not, that kind of sucks. I don't know how to fix that. Let me see. Pop out chats. Can I do that? What does that do? Oh my god, so I am getting the chats. They just weren't showing on the right side. Okay, there we go. Hi Lola, I see you're here again. Thank you. Always great to have you. Déjate de tonterías. I love that name. I saw you commented a while back. You live in Madrid, I think. Let's see. Lola, how's Bodhi? Bodhi is awesome. I'll actually have to go find him and bring him into the live stream here in a minute. I'm not sure where he's at right now. He actually might even just walk in here at any moment. Let's see. So, okay, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on all these chats now because I just totally missed everything for some reason. Okay, so déjate de tonterías. One question, how was your growth on YouTube from the beginning? Okay, I'll try to give the best answer I can here. So I started out making 5 videos a week for 2 weeks, just because I wanted to try to get used to making videos, figure out what I want to talk about, things like that. And so after those couple weeks, I figured out, okay, I definitely want to do like personal development type of stuff, but 5 videos a week is way too much. I'm going to do 3 videos a week. And so I started doing 3 videos for a week for a while, and then I started to change my focus to just helping people overcome social anxiety, because that was something that I kind of went through and kind of overcame and felt like I could provide a lot of value. But then after a while, I realized that my videos were providing way more value than just stuff for people with social anxiety. It could apply to literally anyone. And so I broadened my thingy, my whatever you call it, my brand. And so then I switched down to 2 videos a week, because as my quality kept improving, I kept slowly needing more time to make the videos, because I was adding steps to the process basically. And then eventually, recently, a couple months ago, I've gone down to 1 video a week. But anyway, in terms of the growth, it was pretty linear for a while. My number one strategy was to go to similar pages who I would like to eventually be kind of like one day, which, in case you're wondering, those are things like How to Beast, he's awesome. This guy, Aaron Dowdy, spiritual YouTuber, pretty cool. Matt Diavella right now is my favorite. Like, he's the one I want to emanate the most. I love his style because he has like actual filmmaking style videos and stuff. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting off the point. So I followed a bunch of these accounts that I wanted to be like. And then I set the notifications thing on so that every time they posted a video, I would be notified. And then if I was there right when it said it, I would immediately go to it, try to figure out something relevant and thoughtful to say. And if I could mention the fact that I have a channel too, that's even better. And so then I would comment something like, oh, like, thank you so much. You've been a huge inspiration for my channel, blah, 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 blah. And then I would go and like my comment. I would go on another YouTube account, like my comment, and go on one more YouTube account, like my comment. So it sends the comment towards the top. And then a bunch of people see it, and a bunch of people like it, and a bunch of people may or may not go visit my account and subscribe. And so that was a pretty good strategy. There have been a couple days in this past year of YouTube where I actually got like 40 or 50 subscribers in a day from that strategy. But usually it would give me a couple subscribers every time I do that. So pretty linear growth, just getting like 2, 3, 4 subscribers every day for a while. But then the big turning point was the RSD video, the video I did on the RSD company of dating coaches, whatever. Somehow that started ranking in search, and for a very long time it was ranking number 1, 2, or 3 when you search RSD. And so it was getting like 150 to 200 views every single day, and until now it's actually gotten me like 250 subscribers or something alone, just that video. And so that's been super helpful. Literally every day it's like kind of like passive income, except with subscribers and views and watch time and stuff like that, which has been really nice. Although that video has started to die out a little bit. It's not ranking as high anymore, and so I'm not getting as many views, which is kind of sad. I was actually going to talk about that later. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of the goal. That's the goal moving forward, is to get more videos like that, ones that will rank in search or ones that will be recommended by YouTube or something like that, because that is where you get the explosive growth on YouTube. Like, just going out and commenting is going to get you like a few subscribers here and there, but it's going to be linear. You're going to be working your ass off for every single one of those subscribers. But then when you have a video ranking in search, that's one step better, because that one is just like, it's consistently every day bringing in a few more views, subscribers, whatever. And then one step above that is when YouTube starts recommending your content to a bunch of people on their home pages and stuff, because that's when you have videos that essentially just go viral, and sometimes they stay getting views for a long, long time as well. So anyway, I hope that kind of answered your question. I just went on such a long rant, but yeah, I'm about 1,400 subscribers now, and yeah, very happy about it. So let's see. Neo man, love you too, bro. Hi Finn. Row, Florida. Is that Dad? Dad, is that you? Neo man, what's up from Tokyo? Yo, what is up from Tokyo? That is awesome. Let's see. UFO driver. Save the live, I'll come back to see it. Awesome. I will be saving it, and it will have timestamps, so you can skip to whatever you want to watch. Okay. Are you a full-time YouTuber, or do you have another job too? So for this whole like almost a year up until a few months ago, it was essentially full-time. I had just graduated college. I say full-time YouTuber, but I wasn't making any money. I still am not making any money from this, but it's a long-term game. It's something that I expect to be doing for at least another 3, 5, 10 years, who knows. And so by then I should definitely be making money, and hopefully a considerable amount of money. We'll see. But so anyway, let's see. Or do I have another job? Yeah, that's the thing. About 3 months ago, 4 months ago now, I don't know, I picked up a part-time job working at the same commercial real estate company that my roommate works at, except I do social media and marketing, and I make videos for them. So it's kind of something that I got that job because of my expertise, I guess, with YouTube that I had developed over the past year or so, but I'm not actually doing commercial real estate. But yeah, so I'm doing that 2 days a week, going into the office and just doing stuff for them. It brings in a couple $100 a week, maybe. So it's like a nice little supplement to my not income from YouTube. So yeah, I spend up to 5 days a week doing YouTube stuff. So anyway, really great work, my man. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, bro, what's the time there? So over here, it is 12:13 p.m. 12:13 in the afternoon. Hi, Steph. What are we talking about today? We're talking about a lot of stuff. So it looks like you just kind of joined during my rant about how I grew on YouTube and all that stuff. But other than that, I have a ton of stuff to talk about whenever there aren't as many questions and stuff to go through, because I missed the first few chats, and so I had to catch up on those, and it looks like we're almost there. So, wow, thank you very much. I'll just have to try it out. Hope you the best. Still waiting for that blow up. Yeah. So that's the thing. Déjate de tonterías. Yeah, it's definitely something you have to try out. Like if you're thinking of starting a channel, definitely try it, see if you like it, and if you don't really like it and you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're never going to be able to keep doing it forever and ever and ever. Like even who I feel like I enjoy this quite a bit, I wouldn't say I just love it to the point where I'm just like, I love to film a video, I love to like edit it. No, like I enjoy it and I can get lost in it, and I like the final product usually, and that's what's important, I think. But even when you just have that slight doubt of like, oh, do I really, really love this? It's like enough to make you question whether or not you should be doing it. So if you don't really love making videos and stuff like that, then it's going to be hard to sustain it for the amount of time that you need to see success, basically. So anyway, okay, I see it's about your YouTube strategy. Everything you're saying is true. Yeah, right now we're talking about my YouTube strategy, but we'll get on to other stuff. Bro, do you practice Napoleon Hill teachings, sexual transmutation? No, I'm not really familiar with that. Napoleon Hill definitely sounds familiar. I'm totally blanking right now. I feel like I know who that is, but no, sexual transmutation does not sound familiar to me. If you want to explain anything about it, you can, or I might just look it up later, see what that is. But Finn, what college did you go to, and what did you study? I went to Rollins College here in Winter Park, Florida, literally like 10 or 15 minutes from my house here in Orlando. Very small liberal arts college, about 2,000 students go there. And I studied international business and Spanish, double major. So yes, that is what I did. So let's see, drop that hashtag truth. I like that. Interesting. I'm looking forward to your big video project to see your new editing style. Who knows? Maybe I will hire you in the future since I'm manifesting a bilingual editor, at least for some. Oh, interesting. Temporary work until you're a full-time YouTuber. Nice. That is very interesting. We can talk about that later. We'll see. Because I am thinking of getting some freelance work with videos sooner or later, and that is actually a pretty good segue. Oh yeah, Déjate de tonterías. Yeah, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. That's where I knew the name from, obviously. That's it, obviously. Pues nada, hablar en español. Tú y yo podemos hablar en español, pero quiero que el resto me entienda, ¿sabes? Okay, okay, so, yeah. Do you play video games? Right now, I'm not gonna lie, I actually have been playing some video games. Like, I used to absolutely love video games when I was in like middle school. Like that was all I did really, other than go to school. So I was a total nerd. But then in high school when I started rowing, I didn't have time for them anymore and just kind of lost interest, and then never really played them throughout college either. But now during quarantine, we ended up getting a PS4 and we have Call of Duty Warzone, and we've been playing that all the time. So that's pretty fun, pretty distracting, and definitely very addicting. I can see why people get so caught up in video games. It's so hard to stop playing once you start, and so that's definitely something I try to be conscious of, so I'm not doing it too much. But yeah, long story short, I do kind of play video games. So Vershawn, it's basically storing sexual energy to manifest your goals. You should check it out. It's a great spiritual practice, man. Yeah, I guess maybe that's along the same lines as like semen retention or no FAP or all that stuff, which I see a ton of stuff about, but I've never really looked into it. So maybe I'll look into it and see what it's like. But yeah. Okay, Steph Ventura. Haha, the fact that you're an American that knows how to speak Spanish is one of the reasons I follow you. Thank you, that's awesome. I'm glad you appreciate that about me, because it is actually so rare that an American with no Latin or Spanish background learns Spanish to the point that you're like actually conversational. Some would say fluent. I wouldn't say I speak like a native, but you know, at least I can understand pretty much everything that is thrown at me, and I can usually say something back like 99% of the time. Sometimes I trip up on it, but you know, it's pretty rare that a white boy like me knows Spanish. But anyway, let's see. I think I was about to talk about something a minute ago. Yes, okay, Steph, when you said the thing about maybe you would hire me in the future or something like that, it got me on the topic of like being kind of a freelance filmmaker or something, which is like the first big topic that I wanted to talk about here. Recently I've been really big into the idea of putting more effort into my videos and making them more like maybe mini movies or something, which that's actually kind of part of why I'm doing this live stream today, because this week I was working on a video idea and I just didn't have enough time to fully develop it and fully make it as good as I wanted it to be. Hopefully that video will be coming out next week, and if not, maybe I'll come up with something else. But anyway, as part of this wanting to learn more about filmmaking and all that, I'm taking a course called 14-Day Filmmaker with Paul Xavier. It's been pretty good so far. I've only done a few days of it, but it's like I'm already learning a lot. And so I'm really excited to just know all this stuff about camera angles, camera movements, lighting, like composition, just all this awesome filmmaking stuff that makes for really, really good videos. Because up until now I've mostly just done videos where I just talk to the camera, but I'm thinking of improving that a little bit because, you know, like the words I say won't really matter if it's too boring for you to actually watch it to the end, you know, and I think that's been a little bit of the struggle so far. So I want to make like an entertaining video that also teaches you something. And so that's kind of the process that I'm beginning right now. I want to figure out how I can get into a groove with that. So Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I mean, as a part of that learning filmmaking, I might actually use that to get some freelance work, either doing commercials for companies or making videos for people for other things. I don't know, weddings or something like that, who knows. I actually just had a really good practice this past weekend because we had some people over for a little lake day, a little party on the boat and outside and all that stuff. And I filmed a bunch of it, and I actually got like 30 minutes worth of footage, and I've been cutting that down, and I'm trying to make a cool little video out of that. Not sure if I'll post it on YouTube or not, but yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. And like, I was getting some super, super cool shots. And so I've been really excited about filmmaking lately, because I think before, filmmaking was something I was a little bit intimidated by. It was something where I thought like, oh geez, like there's so much to learn. I don't know if I could do this because I'm such a perfectionist, all that. But now I'm starting to realize that it's something I'm kind of excited about, like getting that really cool shot, or like learning how to edit stuff together in such a cool way and being able to tell a story. And I think that's super, super important. And so, yeah, that's kind of my filmmaking rant. There's probably a lot more that I want to talk about on that. But anyway, let's see, I'm going to catch up on some chats again. So, Gabriel, hey Dennis, good afternoon, bro. Sorry I'm late, but how are you? I am good. How are you? But no worries that you're late. If you want to catch up on anything that you missed, you can come back later and look at the timestamps that I'm going to put in the description. So, let's see. Exactly. At first I was like, is he a white Latino or something? Because how does he speak it? Yeah, everyone wonders if I'm Latino or Spanish or something, but no, I'm just 100% white, like European American, whatever. I don't even really know what I am. I tried doing one of those ancestry things and it said I was 69% British. So I guess that's what I am. I don't know. But anyway, hi, how are you? Do you like stop motion? Stop motion? I've never really considered doing stop motion stuff. No, I've never really considered that or tried it, but maybe I'll have to look into it. Let's see. Ooh, awesome. Got to invest in your passion. Absolutely. Your videos so far are very well structured, which is captivating in and itself, but I'm looking forward to the new filmmaking skills in the future. Thank you, Lola. I appreciate it. And something else that I want to kind of dive into a little bit. I made a whole list actually of things that I need, well not need, that I want to improve about my YouTube videos. And I kind of figured out, I mean this is a very new idea, so maybe it's not totally comprehensive or whatever, but I've kind of dissected YouTube into being like three things. Like there's three aspects of the video that make it easier or harder to watch. And those things are the content itself, so essentially the words you're saying, the message you're trying to get across, the delivery, so how you actually kind of speak it, and then the production value, which is just the way you edit it and all that stuff. And so in terms of content, not a whole lot I want to like improve on there because I like the content that I do, but I kind of want to try to incorporate a little bit more storytelling into it, because I've realized that when you tell a story, it makes something so much more relatable and also so much more engaging. Like you actually want to hear the end of the story, you know, as opposed to just like these 5 things will help you, whatever. And then after tip like 2 or 3, you're like, okay, I'm done with this, and then you leave. You know, but when there's like a whole like story to follow and you get hooked from the beginning, you want to hear the whole thing. And so that's something I kind of want to start incorporating. So that's in terms of content. But then in terms of delivery, there's a lot I want to improve there. And the main thing is like having to do with, I'm going to be completely transparent here. It's kind of weird that I'm saying this, but I want to work on my voice a little bit, like my actual like voice. Because sometimes when I look back at my videos, I'm like, why did I say that way? Or like, oh my God, why is my voice cracking every 2 minutes? Like there was a little one right there actually as I was saying that. And you know, just kind of improving the way that I speak, because I just was watching a video the other day from a guy named Roger Love, who's like a world famous like singing and speaking coach. And he was kind of saying that words, and I've known this forever, but words are not the most important part of our communication. It's actually other things like nonverbals or the sound of our voice, like the tone, all that stuff. And so you can decide within a fraction of a second, once someone starts talking, you already decide what they're like, or whether or not you like them, or whether or not you're going to listen to them or respect them, or all this stuff, like a million different things you can tell just by the way someone starts speaking. And so sometimes when I listen back to my videos, I just don't really like the way that I'm speaking. And so like, I want to try to work on that a little bit. I'm going to start out by just watching videos, but maybe I'll even hire like a voice coach or something like that, because while it may sound kind of like fake that I want to like change my voice or something, I don't really see it that way, because I see it more as if I'm going to be someone who's speaking in front of the camera, maybe even one day public speaking, my voice is the most important thing. Like literally, like I said, it will determine whether or not people will like me, whether or not people will listen to what I have to say, things like that. And so if I can start learning these things and applying them right now to my YouTube videos, I think that's going to help tremendously. And so, yeah, that does it for delivery. And then production value, this is what I've been talking about the whole time. So my filmmaking skills and all these things I'm going to be learning. And then also a little bit of branding. I want to kind of get like a consistency in my style, like the fonts that I use when I put words there, or the editing style, stuff like that. So yeah, that's my little YouTube triangle rant. So anyway, let me catch up on some chats again, because I just ranted again. Ranted? Is that a word? Anyway, with the voice stuff, inner work might help. When you have trapped emotions in your throat chakra, it affects your voice. That's my perspective as a coach and a healer. Could be, I don't know, but I mean, whatever's there has been there for a while, because my voice has never stopped cracking ever since puberty. It's slowed down a little bit, but it's still pretty annoying. As I've healed and seen others heal, I notice our voices change. They often get deeper, but I haven't been put off by your voice personally. Well, my voice cracked again while I'm saying it. But yeah, I'm glad you haven't been put off by my voice, and I just hope that's true for more people. But yeah, I wouldn't mind changing up my voice quite a bit. So to get the muscles to project and hopefully reduce the anxiety in the future, but take that with a grain of salt. I'm still working on mine, so I can't say for sure it works guaranteed. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm so new to the whole voice thing. I need to figure out what it is, whether it's inner work or breathing related, as one person told me, or it has to do with like the food I eat and the stuff like that. Like one time I saw an article that was like all the things that make your voice crack, and it was literally everything I love. It was like cold water, spicy food, like just literally it just listed like everything that I absolutely love. And I'm like, well, I mean, if that's the case, then I guess my voice just can't crack forever. But I don't know. I also was very insecure about my voice, but we hear ourselves different than we actually sound. That's another good point. I mean, I guess, well, actually, you say we hear ourselves different than we actually sound. When I hear myself, like right now as I'm speaking, I don't mind it. I kind of like it. I kind of like my voice. But then when I go back to the video and I listen to it, it's like, oh, it sounds so much different, and I don't like the way it sounds over the video. And I don't know if that's, like, I guess that's how I actually sound. I don't know. Or definitely how you guys hear me, because we're listening out of the same computer or whatever, same headphones. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can do on the voice front. Combination of things. Just allow yourself to be guided with what resonates with you. Of course. Great advice. All right. So what else? Yeah, I guess now I may as well talk about that big project that I've been talking about, that I just made a video about last week, which is well, I don't know what to call it, but for now what I'm calling it in my notes in my computer is the Passion Project Power Hour, because that's exactly what it is. It's where I spend an hour a day just working on a passion project, something that I want to do just for the sake of doing it. I think it would be fun. I think it would be cool. I think it would produce an awesome end result. I think it would develop a skill that I need later on in life. Just a bunch of stuff like that. I'll show you guys the list here in a minute of the different activities I'm talking about. But so far, for the first few days, or first week, I guess it's been now, I've mostly just been working on that filmmaking course that I was telling you guys about, because that's something that I've literally been thinking about doing. I think I had the tab open to buy that course for like a month, and then I finally did this. Oh my god. And then I finally did buy it this past week, and just got started on it, because now I have an hour every day where I'm going to be doing something that I love just because I want to do it, you know. And it's that way I don't have to feel like I'm not being productive, you know, because that was the problem, was that I would only do things that were important, like basically going to work, working out, making a YouTube video every week, and maybe relaxing a little bit so that I don't like overwork myself. And anything outside of that didn't matter, essentially, didn't matter. But what I realized is that stuff does matter. Those are like actually probably the most important things, the things that you work on just because you want to and because you love it. And so by doing that an hour a day, I think that's going to help a lot with, I don't know, with everything, with my mood, with all sorts of stuff. Like, I'm already noticing that it's awesome when I'm about to go to bed the night before. Usually I'll try to do this passion project power hour first thing in the morning, unless for some reason I can't. But either way, it's awesome to know that when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be doing something I love, that I like really, really love. Because obviously I love YouTube, like I love working out, whatever, but like in kind of a different way, you know. It's hard to explain. But yeah, that's the passion project power hour. So what else? Yeah, I was going to say what some of the things are. So here we go. I can't promise that I'm going to be doing all these things because there's such a big list, but they were broken down into a bunch of categories. One, music and DJing. As a lot of you guys know, I'm big into house and techno music, and I love to DJ. And so I want to try to record a DJ set because I just think that would be cool. And it would be also pretty useful in terms of being able to send that to people, like, so that if I ever want to play in a club or something, I'd be like, oh, here's a set that I did. I think I want to take a course about how to make music, like actually use Ableton, the production software, to make music. And then, of course, make a song with that. That would be awesome. And then going into YouTube realm, 14-day filmmaker course, like I said, I've already started. Another thing I want to do is start creating a huge B-roll library, just having tons of footage of just stuff, everyday stuff, like me doing things, working on the computer, just a video of something outside, little animals, literally just anything, so that whenever I'm making a video, if I want to add in B-roll, I just have footage already, so that would be awesome. The Lake Day video, which I said I've already recorded and started putting together a little bit. I was even considering making a documentary about real estate, like a little 15-minute thing, just interviewing some real estate professionals around Florida so that they could give their outlook on what the state, like I call it the state of real estate, so they could kind of explain what real estate looks like this year and the next few years moving forward. I think that would be really cool, and it would serve as a pretty cool advertisement for the company that I'm working at as well. So also in terms of social media, I was considering making an Instagram for my cat, Bodhi, who I will go find him here in a minute and show you guys because he's the best. So I might do that. I also want to take more photos of myself. It's been like a month probably since I've posted on Instagram now, and so I need to get back on that because I enjoy it. I like having good pictures of myself, but I just never go out of my way to do that. I never even think about it. And so this is a good way to do that. And then the last category I have is in terms of health and like self-care. Something I want to do is another 3 to 5 day water fast. I did a fast a couple years ago, or yeah, it's been like 2 years now, I think. 3 days, it was pretty awesome. I want to do that again. I want to try a dopamine fast or dopamine detox where you just don't use your phone, don't eat junk food, don't watch TV, don't do anything that releases dopamine, just to kind of give yourself a little mental reset. I want to start reading more books. And the last thing is super cool. I really want to do this. I want to take like a 2 to 3 day self-cation, like self-vacation, where I just go somewhere not far, maybe a couple hours away, but by myself, and just enjoy my time with myself. Because I've started to realize that I'm a person who needs a lot of alone time. Like if I am just constantly around people for too long, like for too much of the day or too much of the week or too much of the month, I don't feel like myself anymore for some reason. Like I feel like I need some alone time to just recharge, because I think I've always been kind of more of an introvert, and I've learned how to be social and extroverted and speak in front of a camera and all that stuff. But I think deep down what really recharges me is being alone. And recently, since I live with roommates, it's been hard to be alone as often. I'm alone right now, which is pretty awesome. I'm not alone because you guys are here, of course, but but no other humans are in this house right now. So let me start catching up on some chats again, because I was ranting. So let's see. Did you delete videos on your channel? I thought you had a video on social anxiety. Loved it. I have probably 40 or 50 videos on social anxiety if you scroll back far enough, because that was my whole topic of my channel from September of last year until about January. So like 4 months of doing 3 videos a day, or 3 videos a week. That's a lot of videos. So you should be able to find that stuff if you scroll back to 8 to 12 months ago from here. Let's see. How's the DJing going? That's awesome that you started working on your passion project so soon. That's funny. I started talking about DJing without even seeing that you had mentioned it. Also, glad to see you here. Let's see. So the DJing, yeah, it's going well. I'm not doing it very often. I mean, when I do it, it's usually like at a party or something here when we have some people over, and I enjoy it. But I don't know, DJing alone is just not the same as DJing for a crowd. Like, I think what I really love about it is being able to put the right song at the right time for that crowd, and just seeing their reaction and all that stuff. And of course, having a good time myself too. That's always the most important thing with anything. But it's just not the same when you're just there alone, just DJing, and you mix it really well, and you're like, oh, that was awesome. Like, yeah, it's awesome, but you want to share it. You want to share that experience with someone. So that's why I haven't been doing it too much. But I do enjoy it, and I definitely want to keep doing it for a long, long time. So, yeah. Bodhi deserves Insta. He really does. I do think Bodhi would be the most famous cat on Instagram if I put in enough work. So we'll see. LOL, I can relate to the not taking pictures of yourself stuff. The only reason I take pictures is for my business, to post on IG and Facebook. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't be on social media. Yeah, I kind of like posting on social media, but like I said, I just don't really think about it very often. So. Ooh, Milk Truck, good question. How did you get into spirituality? So this is a long story. I'll try to keep it short because I know I've mentioned it before and I don't want to bore some people, but basically, long story short, I got into personal development in general because I had been in a relationship for a really long time, the first couple years of college, and so when that ended, I honestly just didn't know how to socialize or especially talk to girls, and I didn't know. I was like, should I just try everything myself, or you know what, I bet someone on the internet would know something about talking to girls. And so I googled it. I was like, whatever, dropped my ego. I was like, okay, how to talk to girls. And then that's how I found RSD and How to Beast and like all these accounts that I first started watching, and they're not spirituality related really much at all. They're just like dating advice, like confidence, socializing, all that stuff. But then as I was learning about that stuff, RSD actually, they mentioned a couple of times The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and how like being present helps a ton in social interactions and stuff like that. And that got me kind of curious. And so that's when I started reading The Power of Now. And I'd say that was when I started to understand what spirituality even was and start to get interested in it. And then from there, that's when I started diving a little bit deeper. You know, I started watching Aaron Doughty's YouTube channel. He's very spiritual. I still don't resonate with everything he says, but I do think there's a lot of useful stuff there. I started learning about all this stuff like vibrations and like the Hawkins scale of consciousness and all that stuff. And I just loved it. I thought it was a really good way of kind of understanding the world, I guess. And it was a good change for me because before I was raised Catholic, but then kind of started to be skeptical of it, not really believe it so much. And I was just like, you know what, I don't know what to believe. I'm just not even going to think about this stuff anymore. And I just like completely disregarded all religion, spirituality, everything. I was just like, I don't want to have anything to do with any of this. I don't know what's going on. And then, so after a few years of just not paying attention to it at all, starting to learn what spirituality was all about, I was like, oh, okay, I could get into this. So that's pretty much how I've gotten into it. And now I don't know where I am on like my spiritual journey, but somewhere in the middle. As you usually are. I mean, that's just the way it is. But anyway, do you believe in personality types such as Myers-Briggs? And if you do, what is yours? Let's see. Do I believe in it? Kind of. But do I believe they're set in stone? No. I think there are some things that you could change about your personality. And my own score, it's hard to say. I forget what I got last time I did it, which was within the past year or so. But I remember it was only like one letter off from when I did it in like high school. So my personality, I guess, has stayed more or less the same. But yeah, when I did it in high school, and the one I remember the most is INTJ. So if that means anything to you or anyone else, then go ahead and dive into that if you'd like. But yeah, I'm more or less INTJ. But I think this last time that I did it, they were mostly all like, it showed actually like which side it was more leaning towards or whatever, and almost all of them were right in the middle. Like, I forget which one. There was one that was like, okay, definitely this one. But then all the rest of them were literally like within 5% from like the middle. So it's like, I don't know, I'm just a little bit of everything, I guess. It's easier to identify as agnostic from my experience. I'm much like you and many others where I don't know where I stand, but I'm open to exploring a combo of different spiritual practices. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Jensen! What's up? Long time no see indeed. I've been good. Things have just been dandy. Everything's been good over here. How are you? But, yeah, let's see. What else was I going to talk about today? Let's go YouTube notes. Oh yeah, this is something I mentioned in the very beginning, but kind of sad. My the RSD video that I made is slowing down. It used to be getting like a couple hundred views a day, and now it's down to like maybe 100 or so. I don't know. It's not ranking as high, and that's kind of sad because that video is actually generating like most of, like about half of my channel's watch time, and I'm at 3.6K hours of watch time, which is just shy of that 4,000 that I need for monetization, which is going to be an awesome milestone to hit. And so I was expecting to hit that a couple weeks from now, but now that the video that's basically been carrying me through my YouTube journey, now that that video is not doing as well, I don't think that's going to happen in a few weeks. Maybe let's see, we're in August, maybe, hopefully by the end of September, we'll see, depending on how that video and my other videos continue to do, we'll see. But I'm not in that big of a rush. I mean, nothing's really going to change too much when I hit that milestone. It's just, for the last couple months I've been projecting it, and like I've been expecting it to be at about this time, and now the video is not doing so well, and now it's like going to be later, so that's just kind of disappointing, but whatever, it's not a big deal. You can't get too caught up in the numbers with this, because, I mean, and that's the other thing. Me saying this makes it sound like I'm way too caught up in the numbers and stuff, but honestly, what's been more on my mind recently has been all this stuff that I want to improve on my channel that I was just mentioning, between the filmmaking stuff, which I'm super excited for, the voice coaching stuff or whatever I want to start doing. I think all these things are going to ultimately lead to me 1, 2, 3, 5 years from now having way, way better content, and I'm excited to be on that journey. Like, that's the most important thing, because I recognize that right now my videos aren't perfect. They aren't maybe deserving of like millions of views and stuff, and that's okay. I'm only 1 year into this, and I've been learning a lot already, and I'm into another learning phase now with the filmmaking and hopefully this voice stuff. Hopefully within a while from now, like within a year, I can have like a much more refined style. I'll know what I want to talk about, what style of videos I want to do. I'll be pretty decent at filmmaking and all this stuff, and I think that's when I'll start having a lot better shot at popping off on YouTube, because I'm going to be able to make high quality, like really high quality videos about topics that at least I think are pretty interesting and definitely helpful, which is the most important thing. But anyway, just moved back up to college, so life is good. That's awesome. Jensen, if you're still here, are they even doing in-person classes, or are you going to be doing stuff online, or are you living like on campus or near campus? Like, how does everything work with college during COVID? I'm really curious to hear about that if you're still here. But anyway, we should all flood that video, help our friend out. Yeah, thanks, Lowell. I appreciate that. I've always considered stuff like that, like trying to really get people to help promote me a lot, but I don't think that's a sustainable growth strategy, like in terms of how do I put it? It's like if the video was really, 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 truly good enough, I think it would be watched, or it would be clicked on more, watched longer by people, shared by people, promoted by the algorithm, and would do very well. Like, I want to have like videos that are just truly good enough that YouTube approves of them and people like them and all that stuff. I don't want to try to like trick my way into the system. Like, if I get enough people to make enough accounts to watch all my videos at the same time and like them, then maybe more people will see my video or something. I don't think that's really going to help, unfortunately. But I've always dreamed about that. But have you tried scripting goals for your channel? For example, scripting views for the videos. I try to stay away from really external stuff like that because it's so hard. Like, I put out a video where I think, wow, this is like the best video I've made in months. Like, I love this video. And it does worse than like a video that I just like kind of threw together at the last minute like a few weeks ago, and somehow a bunch of people watched it, a bunch of people clicked on it. I'm like, what? Like, so it can be really frustrating sometimes, and I think that's true for every YouTuber. I've definitely heard other people talk about that, but yeah, it can be super frustrating. But yeah, so I wouldn't say I've tried doing that, and I don't even know if I want to, because it's like if I try to like say, okay, like this video I need to get 100 views, and then the next one I need like 150, and then the next one I need like 200. I feel like that's just going to set me up for disappointment, because I'm going to maybe make the video better, in my opinion, and be like, yes, this one's definitely going to hit that 150 views or whatever, and then it doesn't do as well. Maybe it's like the worst out of the last 10 videos that I've done or something, that I just get really disappointed. And so I try to just stay away from the external stuff. I try to just make my videos better and better in terms of the actual content and the way I make them and stuff. Like, I learn something new at least every couple weeks, maybe every week, about making my videos better. Like, recently, the first ones I can think of were actually doing something to my audio, because before I literally just uploaded the raw audio. I didn't realize that there were some things you could do in the editing software to make it much easier on the ears, which is super important for people to keep watching. It's very good that you have smooth, clean, crisp audio, so I've been working on that. Same with the video. I was uploading raw video footage for so long, and now I realize that you need to like balance the colors. You need to maybe color grade it, but I haven't been color grading because I have an old version of Final Cut Pro and I can't use the color grading stuff. I don't know. That's getting really technical, so a lot of you probably don't understand that, but that's something that I want to do. What else? I mean, the lighting. The lighting is huge. I have a big light right here right now, actually, and I've been working on this whole 3-point lighting thing sometimes, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I'm learning stuff all the time. I don't know why I was talking about that, but that's my point. Let's see. Nope, we are all online right now. Still having meeting times for Zoom lectures, but no in-person lectures. Living in my same apartment off campus with new roommates. That's pretty funny that you have to like go to school, like to the area where your school is, but then you just do all of your stuff online. Like, that's pretty interesting. Like, if it's all going to be online anyway, like, why do you even have to be over there? It's pretty interesting. But Lola, you're so ethical, warms my heart. Thank you. Thank you. If I want to be anything in life, it's definitely to be ethical, be a good person, treat others how I want to be treated, be honest, all these types of things. So I like to think that I'm doing a decent job at that. So thank you. That makes sense regarding scripting. Also, in other videos, you spoke about overthinking and anxiety. What techniques do you use, if you do have some, for stopping overthinking? Um, well, one of them that's kind of hit or miss, one that can sometimes work or sometimes not. I think I've actually mentioned this to you before, is Alan Watts, because he really puts things into perspective. When you listen to him, you start to realize, oh, we're all just little people in this little game of life, just running around, whatever. Like, it really makes your problems seem so much less significant, which can be really helpful, at least for me. You start to realize, like, why am I overthinking about this stupid little tiny detail of my life? Like, it's just ridiculous. And so sometimes it helps me in that sense, but then also the stuff that he talks about is so abstract and like hard to wrap your head around sometimes that it makes you start overthinking in and of itself. Like, watching his videos will make you overthink. So that one, I'd kind of recommend it, but it's also like, you gotta be careful. Other than that, overthinking, I haven't been meditating a whole lot, like at all, really. I don't know. I know it's supposed to be good for you, and I don't know if it's like I should just try to do it so that I can get those longer term benefits or whatever, or if it's like, if I don't actually need it, like, like, is doing it even necessary? I don't know. So recently I just haven't been doing it, but maybe I should try to sit down and meditate. I don't know. But meditating, my point is, helps a lot of people with overthinking and not overthinking as much. But in my case, I'm not sure. So overthinking, yeah. I'm not sure what else. Honestly, my favorite thing recently is, like I said, Alan Watts, how he just puts everything into perspective, makes me just realize that my problems are insignificant. So, we don't actually have to be here, but I'm on my lease and my friends are here, so I say, why not be here if I'm already paying my lease? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, and probably better than living at home with mom and everything. No offense to your mom, she's awesome, but I mean, not like awesome like that. Okay, I'll just stop. Oh, man. Michael, hi, I finally catch live. Yes, it's awesome. It's awesome that you're here, but it's also the very, very tail end of it. It's 12:52. I think this is now the longest live stream I've done. I'll stay on here for a few more minutes because it's been really, really fun. I mean, you guys, a lot of people have shown up, a lot of people are talking, and I had a lot of stuff to talk about, so it's been flowing pretty well. Not a whole lot of awkward silences and stuff like recent, like other ones. So that's good. But if you did miss stuff, again, you can check the timestamps in about an hour after I post the video. I'm going to have the timestamps of everything we talked about. So yeah, if you want to go back, you can see all the cool, fun stuff that we talked about. But anyway, yes, this has been so awesome for us too. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, because honestly, with these lives, it's like, I mentioned this earlier in the chat, or earlier in, I mentioned this earlier in this past hour, but sometimes when I do these lives, it's because I don't really have like a video for you guys this week that lives up to my kind of expectations for the channel. And I think the main struggle for me this week was that I'm learning so much about filmmaking that I started to realize a lot of the stuff that I'm not necessarily doing right or that could be improved. I'm starting to learn about my voice and voice in general, and how big of an effect that can have, and how I want to improve some things with my voice. And so learning about storytelling and how I need to be able to tell a pretty good story, and so you see that, like, when I start to think, oh, I want to improve this, and that, it's like, well, if I try to make a video right now, it's definitely not going to really encompass any of that stuff because I've just started learning it. And so it's like, do I really just want to put out another subpar video, like a video that I don't feel as proud of in terms of the production quality or the way that I talk or all this stuff? And so that's kind of the main thing that held me back this week, is that I was learning. I guess you could kind of say it's because of this passion project power hour that I've been doing. I've been learning so much and like exploring the things that I love and learning how to make better videos and all this stuff. And that kind of made me drop the ball this week in terms of posting a video, but last night I just decided, like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to put out anything that would be worth people's time, and so I'd much rather just do a live stream because it's been a while since we've done one. I really enjoy them. As Lola says, you enjoy them, so hopefully you all enjoy them. But anyway, let's see. How far? Whoa, I missed a lot of chats here. Okay, yes, Alan Watts is awesome. Let's see. Yes, we were talking about meditating, and I had to meditate for one of my classes, and I actually did find it quite helpful. That's awesome. Good. I actually do find meditating pretty helpful when I do it, but recently I just haven't at all. Louise Hay is also great for overthinking. I believe her voice is very soothing. That just perfectly like encapsulates what I've been talking about with my voice throughout this live stream, is that like I want to have a voice that is just like engaging, that is interesting, that is easy to listen to, because if it's either like there's something not quite right about it, or it's cracking all the time, or the way I talk just lacks something, or something like that, it's going to be a lot harder to listen to my videos than if I was Louise Hay, who has the soothing, beautiful voice, you know? So I think our voice really does have a lot of impact on that. Like, I've watched someone, I don't know who it even was, but I saw this video of this girl talking, and I was like mesmerized by just like the sound of her voice, the intonation and stuff. I think she was like a voice actor or something, so obviously she was really good with that. But I was literally like not even really listening to what she was saying, but I was just like, geez, this sounds awesome. And so maybe I won't quite get to that level with my voice, but I mean, at least if I can incorporate some of that to where if you're watching my video and maybe you trail off for a second, you stay because you just like to hear the sound of my voice and you don't just click off. So hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully it doesn't sound too weird, but that's my point. Let's see. Haven't kept up with meditating enough, and I will probably get back into it at the start of the semester. Good. Yes, it's a good habit. I'd say definitely try to find a way to build it into your routine. That's the only way you're going to really stick with it. You know, if you make sure that you can't do, like, let's say you can't have coffee until you've meditated or something, or you have to meditate within the first hour that you're up or something like that. That'll really help you stick to it, I'm sure. And I'm the one who says I'm not really meditating, well, because I don't have rules like that for myself. And if I wanted to, then I would. And that's kind of what I'm doing now with this passion project power hour thing, is that I'm making it a priority to spend an hour every day working on something I love. And so that's all you gotta do, is just make it a priority. So I like that you posted a pic to alert us ahead of time, because sometimes YouTube doesn't send notification even when it's on, so that gentle reminder worked like a charm in my case. Awesome, I'm glad that helped. I think there might have been one or two other times where I announced it before, but yeah, personally, I never see this whole community tab thing. Like, I don't really see when YouTubers are posting stuff other than videos. Like, it's not a very accessible area of YouTube. Like, it's not something that I just naturally see. You know, I have to go out of my way to see these things. So I'm glad you somehow got notified of it. And I also did something slightly different this time. I set up the live stream with the time being noon, so that like when I actually went in here, I set it up at noon. I think it might have alerted you guys. Like, I definitely sometimes get notifications from channels that I follow where it says like live in 30 minutes, this is going to happen, whatever. And so hopefully some of you guys got that notification. I don't know, but that was my goal with that. So anyway, is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Looking at it, looks like I've talked about just about everything. Yeah, only other thing that I will say is, perfect thing to say here at the end of the video, I always forget to plug my stuff. I always forget to say, like, follow me on Instagram, or like sign up for Patreon for my one-on-one coaching and all this good stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, if you would like to get more personalized help from me, like kind of like this live stream a little bit, except just one-on-one, that's what the Patreon's all about. I think it's $9 for one call a month, or $25 for 4 calls a month, so a call every week basically. And yeah, my Instagram's pretty cool. I'm hoping to start posting on it a little bit more, and if I make Bodhi's Instagram, which I totally forgot to get Bodhi in here at some point. I don't know where he is. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to incorporate him more into my videos, but right now I don't know where he is. Anyway, if I do make Bodhi's Instagram, I'm definitely gonna have to plug that, and I'll probably plug it on my personal Instagram, so you don't want to miss that. What else do I want to plug? I mean, that's mostly it. YouTube, Instagram, yeah, Patreon. Oh, yeah, the email list. Yeah, that's a good one. I always forget about that one. The email list is pretty cool. I'm going to start putting a little bit more effort into it too, because for now I've just been kind of like notifying that my video is coming out, saying what it's talking about and stuff like that. But I think I want to put a little bit more effort into it because it's a really unique way to connect with you guys. You know, I get to send a direct message to you guys once a week, which I think is pretty cool. And so I want to start doing that more. If you want to sign up for that, links to everything I just talked about actually should be in the description of this video, or also on my channel page up in the top corner. There should be a little links section. And when you do sign up for the email list, you get a free PDF of daily reminders, which I'm actually looking at. I printed them out on a huge piece of paper at like FedEx or something like that, and I put it up on my wall so that I can see them all the time. And I think it's probably like 12 or so statements that you can just read through in your head or out loud. And there are things that I think if you live by these things, you will live a pretty solid life. So yeah, go ahead and sign up for the email list. Sign up for Patreon if you can afford it, and if you think that you could help, you could get help from talking to me more one-on-one. And what else? Yeah, follow me on Instagram. Follow Bodhi on Instagram when I make one for him. And with that being said, last question, have you tried drinking hot fresh ginger and lemon tea for your voice? No, I have not, but that sounds delicious and probably very helpful. So maybe I'll go ahead and try that. I'm about to go grocery shopping, so maybe I'll go grab those things. So with that being said, on that note, I'm going to end this live stream, and I'm not sure exactly how to end it. I'm going to click the button, and I don't know if it's going to end it like before the time that I click the button or after it. So I'm just going to click it, and we're going to see what happens. Maybe I get myself cut off. Maybe I end up sitting there just looking at the camera for like 10 seconds, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm about to click it. 3, 2, 1, end stream. Are you sure you want to end stream? Yes. Thank you all for coming.